Hello, this is Essie, the homeless woman. I'm in my car right now. It is Wednesday. No, it's Thursday. What's the day? March the, I think 7th or 8th, either one. I haven't been making videos that much because I've been working a lot. I have been posting scripture readings on my other YouTube channel, Essie, a Child of Yahweh, and TikTok, Essie, a Child of Yahweh. But I just been posting shorts on my Essie the Homeless Woman channel from previous videos that I haven't did shorts for. But I was just giving an update. I've been very tired lately, you know. I've been working. To me, I've been working a lot. I could work more though. I don't work as many hours. I don't do 40 hours a week. Put it like that. But I do like somewhere around 30, sometimes less than 30. But it feels like I've been working 40 hours a week. That's how I feel, even though I haven't been. I could put in more hours, but when you have your own business, and I say Uber is your own business because it's your own car. You have to clean your own car. You have to get maintenance on your own car. And, do everything. It's not like I can go to a job and get their van and go out and do Uber, and it's clean and it's ready to go. It's gassed up, so it's a lot in getting started to do Uber. If it's my off days, then I can get the van ready, and so that first day when I start back to work from having days off, it's a lot easier that day. But once people track their dirty feet and all that stuff into the van, now I got to vacuum it or sweep it out, spray the rugs, the floor mats, clean them. I got to put signs on the door handles, don't touch, because I have automatic doors and people seem to not know how they function, even though minivans been having automatic doors for over 20 years. People still do not know how they work, and then some people just want to play with them. So I got to make sure signs up saying do not touch the doors and stuff like that. It's a lot. So we don't get paid for cleaning. Well, I guess I can put it on my taxes. That's what I do. The cost that it takes me to pay to take the car to the van to the car wash and all that stuff, and services, I just put all that on my taxes. But I wish that Uber could give us a cleaning fee for keeping your van clean and stuff, because it takes time. It does. I feel like they should charge each person that get in the van 50 cents for a cleaning fee. You tracking dirt under your shoes, so that's not much. But anyway, Uber and Lyft wants to keep the cost low for the riders, so people can take the rides, so more and more people can take the rides, which is understandable. But I feel like they should not be taking half of the money. Not half. 30%, but not 50%. And sometimes more than that. So yeah, it's just draining sometimes, I like being able to work on my own schedule, being able to stop and eat, stop and get some coffee, and not having to ask anyone. I like all that. But I guess with every job, it has its good and bad with every job. For the first time what was it, Saturday, I had to put somebody out for the first time. And that's one thing I hate, and that's an old fool. Now, when young people get in my van, they're young. When I say young people, I always think young and dumb, because when I was young, I was dumb too. You know, young people are young and dumb. You know, they get in, they loud, they don't think of safety, and they don't think, oh, maybe we should kind of keep it down so the driver can focus, so we won't startle the driver or make the driver so frustrated that we cause her to have an accident or something. They don't think about stuff like that. All they want to do is have fun. So I do keep that in mind when I'm dealing with young people, and sometimes I tell them, could you keep it down a little bit. But when I get an old fool that's like in their 40s, 50s, 60s, and that's who I had to put out. Someone that was like around my age, 40s, 50s, I had to put her out because she was a drunk old fool. Like, you should know better. When you get to a certain age, you should know better. You probably have raised kids, you probably have grandkids, and you're still acting like a fool. And that's what I can't stand most of all, is an old fool. So she was drunk and she was dancing, and something told me, don't pick her up. When I first saw them lifting her up, that's one thing I don't like to pick up people. If I see someone holding you up, I don't like to pick up people like that. I want you to be able to walk to my vehicle without having assistance. Because when you have assistance, I feel like you're too drunk. You're going to get in and you might throw up. You might vandalize, do, anything, argument or whatever. So I really don't like picking up people that need to be held up. And they were holding her up. And so Yahweh was telling me to cancel this ride, but I didn't. I didn't cancel it because there was 3 people with her that was not drunk. So I'm thinking that, maybe they can kind of keep her down. Now, one of my issues with because I drive a minivan, I have 3 rows. I pick up 4 people. I don't like for one of those 4 people to sit in the front with me. I got 2 rows in the back. Sit back there. 5 people can sit back there. If I put my middle seat in the middle, then that's 6 people that can sit back there. But 5 people can sit back there. And so why do one of the 4 people want to sit in the front? And I'm going to tell you why. Because I moved my middle seat from the middle so the people can go to the 3rd row. So now there's 2 bucket seats in the middle. People, once they get in and they sit in those bucket seats, they do not want to get on that 3rd row. So I have 1 person sitting in the 3rd row. I got 2 people sitting in the middle in the bucket seats, and I got 1 person standing outside. And so I got a person that's sitting in the bucket seats telling that 4th person to get in the front. And I'm telling that 4th person to get in the back. I have had this happen to me, and they're constantly telling that person that's standing outside to get in the front, and I'm constantly telling that person standing outside to get in the back. So the thing is that the person that sits in the people that sit in the 2 bucket seats do not want to move because they like the bucket seats. So I didn't even want to go through it. So I let the man sit in the front, and I'm gonna explain to you why I shouldn't have let him sit in the front. His wife was the drunk one. She was the drunk old fool. And he's in the front. So when she started acting out, started dancing, and when she started dancing, she had a ring on, and her ring was hitting my glass. And I told her to stop. She wouldn't stop. She kept dancing. I said, could you wait till you get outside, when I drop you off, and you can dance all you want because you're hitting my glass. She kept dancing. I said, I'm going to have to stop and let you out. She kept dancing. She called me a mother effer. And she kept dancing, and she was like, come on. Like she wanted to fight me, right? Knowing if I had fought her, I would have got the best of her because she was drunk and she was not steady on her feet. Anyway, I was on the freeway, so I got off the freeway and dropped him off at a gas station. And so he was pleading with her to stop, but he couldn't do anything. He couldn't grab her hands or anything because he was sitting in the front. And if he had sat in the back where I wanted him to sit, then he would have been able to control his wife. But he was sitting in the front and there was nothing he could do. He couldn't turn back. He couldn't hold her hands. Her best friend was sitting next to her and she couldn't control her either. So they all had to get out. Well, they didn't all have to get out, but they all got out. But he was not happy with his wife. He apologized to me. But, you know, it was under his account. The Uber was under his account, the husband. But when stuff like that happen, I have to give the negative rating to whoever the person, you know, is under the account for. Unless they check the person and they make them stop doing whatever they're doing, then I won't give him a negative rating. But he couldn't do that because he was sitting in the front. So that's one of my issues with people. I'm like, this is my van. You don't override what I say in my van. Get in the back, you know. And so it's like I have had people where I have to constantly, you know, they want to get in with alcohol. The beer, whatever, is closed. It's a can. It's not open. But I had told people, you know, do not open that when you get in. And guess what? I hear a can popping, and they're opening it. And so I'm like I'm deaf or something. Like I can't hear, you know. So I said, okay, well, the next time I'm gonna make people put their beer and stuff in the trunk, even if it is closed. Put it in the trunk, so I have to deal with them opening it while I'm taking them to their destination. I went back and forth with this guy, back and forth, because I saw him coming out with these cans. I opened the trunk. I said, put it in the trunk. He was like, huh? He didn't want to put it in the trunk. Why he didn't want to put it in the trunk? Because he wants to drink. He wants to drink on his way to the destination. And I'm like going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth with these people. They from Orange County, and I do not have good experience with people from Orange County. I just don't. Even though I have lived there for years, I do not have good experience with people from Orange County. When I pick them up, they want to do what they want to do. They are entitled and they're privileged very much in Orange County. So it was just too much. I'm like, sometimes you just get tired. You just be like, the hell with it, you know. And they get in with their alcohol and they drink, and it's just like, I don't feel like it today. I don't feel like it this time. Constantly telling people laws that they know, but they don't care to uphold at all. So I stopped a sheriff, and I asked her if I get pulled over where there's riders in my van and they have open containers of alcohol, who gets the ticket? She said they get the ticket. I was like, okay, thank you. She said only unless they are minors. And I said, okay, thank you. So so that's another thing I have to check, is making sure that the people are not. Well, when I was working at the gas station, I was taught, if they look 40 and older, you don't have to ask for ID. But now I have to make sure that the people that's getting in my vehicle with open containers of alcohol is not young looking, you know. I'm telling you, it's a lot. It's a lot, but for the most part, most of the people I get are good, decent, respectable people. It's just the few that I get that's not respectable, that act like they have no home training, like they ain't been taught nothing. They the ones that make it work for all the good people. So yeah, it's just, doing Uber is a lot, and prepping for Uber is a lot. And I just get tired sometimes, and then having to do things for myself. So I just been Monday and Tuesday, I just could not. do anything. I just slept most of the day. I just went and got me something to eat. I was so exhausted. Have you guys been feeling like tired and sleepy and just no energy? Because I've been feeling like that. And so I heard that a lot of people was feeling like that. So I'm like, I don't know if they're spraying something in the air, if they're doing something. I know they're putting stuff in our food. I had to stop eating at certain restaurants. I don't eat at McDonald's anymore because I heard something. And so I'm like, okay, now I don't want to eat at Taco Bell because I heard some things that they're putting in the ground beef. So that is not good at all. So I stopped eating at McDonald's, stopped eating at Taco Bell, and so like a few places I get hamburgers from now. But it's just a lot. I got up early yesterday around 7 something, which is, I've been trying to get my sleep back on schedule because I'm starting work later and later and later. Sunday night I started work at 11 p.m. and I worked till 5 a.m. I mean, I don't have an issue with that time, long as I'm getting rides and stuff, but I guess, yeah, it is more dangerous at that time. But that's the time that I'm woke. But it's kind of depressing when you just see night all the time. You wake up, it's night. You go to sleep, it's night because you just slept the whole day away. So it's kind of depressing. But I'm trying to get myself back on schedule. So yesterday I woke up at 7 something, and then when 6 something p.m. came, I was sleepy. So today is Thursday. I woke up at 8. And I think it's like 10 now, or almost 10. And so yeah, I've been having a lot on my mind. And I've been watching The Master's Voice. And so I'm like, ever since I started watching that channel, I have felt this urge to want to leave the U.S. And I always wanted to leave the United States. It was a certain country I wanted to go to. I thought it was so beautiful. And I said, oh, I want to go there. I want to live there. But then, I don't know. It's just, I just always felt this need to want to leave the United States. I know that the United States have brainwashed Americans to think that this is the best country in the world. But I know now that it's not. That we have been brainwashed, and that there is something better out there, especially for black people. I'm like, it's not like, I was looking at this country that I wanted to go to, and there's some black Americans that live there, and they said they have no racism towards black people. And I'm like, that's where I want to go, because I told Yahweh, I said, the next country I go to, I don't want to deal with racism. 50 years old. I said the first time I came across racism, I was like 10. And have to deal with racism for 40 years. And it's not stopping in the United States. The only way that it will stop in the United States is if Yahweh make it stop. Other than that, it's not stopping here, racism. And I told Yahweh, I said, the next country I go to, I don't want to have to deal with racism. I am so tired of racism. And I know there's other, like my mother, she's 74. She says she's tired of it. When you go to stores and you don't get the same level of service that other races get, but you're paying the same amount of money, and you just get tired of it. And I'm just so tired of the United States and their racist ways. I'm just tired. And so I've been thinking about leaving the United States. And so I've been praying a lot to Yahweh. And Yahweh sent me a message, a boy, and it was 100% for me. I'm too bad I can't even bring it up so I can read it to y'all. But it was basically saying, my dear child, stop. You're worrying too much. Remember who I am. And I have everything already planned for you. And so I was like, whoa. When I read that message, I knew it was 100% for me. So I was like, okay. So I'm trying not to worry about how I'm gonna leave the United States, um, and where I'm gonna go, and just trust in Yahweh that He has everything planned out. Cause He's been giving me dreams. I've been having dreams, and I don't want to say exactly what I've been seeing in the dreams, but in the dreams I could tell He has everything planned, but I still was thinking like where I want to go, and researching the country I want to go to, and just falling in love with the country and knowing that there's no racism there. And I'm like, okay, I need to try to learn their language. And it's so, yeah, He sent me that message, and it kind of calmed me down. I talked to my mother, and this what made me even more want to leave. But I talked to my mother, and she said, I've been having a lot of dreams about you. And I said, really? She said, yeah. And so one of the dreams, she said that I was at her house in the living room, and she said I had my bags packed, and she said that I was leaving, and she said that I got my bags, and I can't remember if she said I had said something before that, but she said I was walking out the door. She said that I turned around and I looked at my mother's aunt, which my mother is older than her aunt. So she said I looked at my mother's aunt, I looked at her aunt, and I said, are you coming with me, or are you staying here with mama? And my mother's aunt said, I'm coming with you. And so she got up and she walked out the door with me. And so my mother said she was so hurt. She was so hurt. She said that she said that she was hurt because her aunt left with me. And I said, so you were hurt because your aunt left? You wasn't hurt because I left your daughter? She was like, yeah. So she said that she got in her car. She was like, I'm going to go find them. I'm going to go find this house they living in. And she said she drove around, and she said, I could not find you guys. I never found you. And I was like, I knew that I was going to leave. The first dream I had, and I knew that I was going to leave, but I didn't know that it was talking about leaving the country. But I knew I was going to leave, because he didn't say in the country. He said you need to go away for a while. That's what he said. But he never said you're going to leave the state or the country or anything, or that I was coming back. So when my mother said this, I was like, oh, it really is going to happen. Yahweh is giving her dreams. So, and she also was talking, said she had another dream, because one Mother's Day I made a money tree for her. And I made this money tree, and I gave it to her for Mother's Day along with some other things. And so she has the money tree in her room because she don't want nobody to steal it. But she said she had a dream that her adopted kids were at home. They're not there anymore, but when they were at home, they stole the money tree. And she was like, where my money tree? Where my money tree? They wouldn't tell her. So she got in the car. Kids was in the car, and she was like asking for her money tree. And she was like, she thought maybe if I fake cry, they would tell me where it is. So she started faking crying. Oh, my money tree, the tree Essie gave me. I want my money tree. She started fake crying, right? And so when she did that, she was actually like acting it out in her dream. And my little sister came and knocked on her door and said, why are you crying? So yeah, that's what she said. I've been having these dreams about you, but I know that I'm leaving the United States one day. I just don't know when. I just don't know where I'm going. I know where I want to go, but that might not be Yahweh's plan for me to go where I want to go. So I always want to go where Yahweh want me to go, because his plan is better than my plan. So yeah, that's what I've been dealing with. No energy, thinking about leaving the United States. And so that's been like consuming me a lot until Yahweh told me to stop worrying about it. So I have to get ready for work today. I need to take a shower before I go to work. And I have to eat, and so I guess I'll talk to you guys later. I didn't talk about everything I wanted to talk about, but time. I spent too much time talking about Uber and those riders. But anyway, I'll make another video later and talk about other things. All right. Have a good day, you guys. Talk to you later.